Hello and welcome back to Remnant 2. Last time we ended up finishing off Losum by beating the Nightweaver and then going through the labyrinth and beating that whole area, unlocking Yesha and now N'erud, which is where we are. And between episodes I ended up spending a bunch of money and I managed to buy the Warren Cylinder and the Broken Compass, which give us the Gunslinger and the Explorer class, which the Explorer you get initially by beating the game at least once. Warren Cylinder you have to get, I believe, 2 worlds completed, and then you can speak to Mudtooth. You go through all of his stories, and long enough, eventually he'll say, like, oh, hey, I like you, blah, 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 and he'll give you the cylinder. So we're currently sitting on 3 subclasses we can make. I'll have to do that at some point. I'm low on Luminite, which is why I only got 2 relic charges instead of 3. But that'll be more than enough, as long as... I mean, we can handle whatever boss they throw at us. I know how to deal with them. One may be a bit more difficult. It really depends on what form I want the boss to take. Yeah, I thought this was going to be it. We're going to be fighting the Astropath boss. Because the Seeker keys.
This looks important.
If we were fighting... what's his name? Oh, you don't give me the name on that item. Has to be on Gas Giant. Talratha. If we were to fight Talratha, we wouldn't have to get these keys. Ooh, lore.
Eperis Calca, Arco Primus, housework. To my fellow Drazir, all who live and may yet live in whatever days are still to come. My people, we stand together in ash and humility. We who have mastered space and time, who harness the very stars and perceive the threads of creation, now waver upon the precipice of a truth that even the wisest of us could not foresee. We find ourselves both vital and insignificant. In the face of what we see, is it not the height of arrogance to believe we could ever master it? How can we behold such grandeur and not be moved to our knees? We are witness to the crux of all things, the nexus of time and space, every innumerable element of creation. Such wonder is immune to comprehension. Preternatural in scope, it is the harrow by which all reality is rent and sown. It will consume us, and we shall be grateful.
Yeah, I love that about here. All the lore is actually voiced, so I don't have to stop every few seconds. Bye, elevator.
This place is something else.
Yeah, I love the skybox for this area. It looks so cool. You got the black hole there. All the weird construction. This is my favorite place.
Impossible. Where did you come from? How did you find N'erud? You should not even exist. breeds new, interesting possibilities. I have many questions. Find my tower within the wastes beyond. Look for a glowing white orb held aloft to the heavens. There, you will find me. We must speak. Find my tower. We must speak at once.
And I will say this place is, I would argue, home to some of the best... What are these? Whatever these things are. Mutators. This world is the home of the best ones. There's a couple of good ones scattered elsewhere, but a lot of the good ammo ones are here. You also have to be diligent with the elevators, because some of them, the walls are blown out, so you'll have areas to jump to. Sometimes I swear this place was the one that got probably the most attention in its design. Yeah, let's go. We'll go around this side, but we'll talk to the guy. I will also say this is definitely not a melee-friendly world, so if you are doing a melee build, have something good for ranged. That said, I don't know many people who actually unironically run melee builds. Oh, there's a ghost. Yeah, you gotta watch out for ghosts. I think they have an insta-kill. I just avoid them so much and roll around, usually panic rolling, that they don't land it on me. But I have seen people just up and die from the orange ones. They will possess other units and power them up. So you gotta kind of figure out a cadence of clearing out all the trash, because there's a lot of enemies in this map, and actually confronting and dealing with the ghost. You can't really get away with just... Oh, we gotta go down there later. You can't get away with just, like, ignoring them. Like our large friend here. You know, you go sleepy for a bit.
Against all predictions, you stand before me, living, breathing, an impossibility made manifest. The Seekers would have wept at the sight of you. How is it you came here?
I traveled through a giant red crystal.
Fascinating. Were I not otherwise occupied, I would certainly investigate this phenomenon. Alas, only I remain as witness to your arrival. You cannot possibly understand the irrevocable impact your presence would have had on the Drasir. Yet, it is for the sake of the Drasir that I must reluctantly divert my attentions. I need your help to save this world. To save N'erud and all Drasir.
Save them from what?
From entropy. I am the custodian, set in charge of this ship and its people. To fulfill my duties, I must acquire full control of N'erud's functioning.
Saving an entire people from entropy is a bit of a tall order. Entropy is inevitable. Death comes for us all, my guy. But okay, what do you need me to do?
I control all of N'erud save one thing. The core. The Seekers hid it away within their tower, beyond my grasp. The Seekers are gone, but their keys remain. You must acquire these keys and enter their tower. Once inside, you need only shut down the core. I can then do what is needed. It is the only way to save N'erud.
Alrighty.
Find the core and shut it down.
I'm not getting all the lore from him because it boils down to, like, what's going on. It's essentially the Drasir were looking to escape everything, and this is what they got to. They were trying to get to Ellipsis Tora. We're effectively in, like, another galaxy because they've not seen another planet with life and all that. More lore.
After countless centuries, we have arrived at our destination. The seat of creation. Ellipsis Tora. All paths have led us here. Within that engulfing black, every stellar current of the entire universe is guided and formed. An eternal choreography to the dance of galaxies. We did not come here thinking to find life, for nothing could survive this void that has consumed 100 trillion stars. Rather, we seek the origins of the universe. Entropy is implacable, but perhaps there is a means to reverse it, or else recreate its formation. A means we might find here, at the beginning and end of all things. We have found so much more. We have collected and deciphered an incogitable amount of data from within. And while the results are far less conclusive than we would like, a clear pattern has emerged. The universe is not governed by random forces. It is malleable, calculated, subject to an algorithmic cogency that belies artificial, dare I say, intelligent design. A creator. We must learn more. Some wish to enter the black hole, an attempt to meet our ostensible architect. This desire is logical given how little we have been able to learn remotely. But it makes me uneasy. A foul smell shimmers on the horizon of time. The ambit ember will show me more, but it will take time. Thankfully, those who would face Ellipsis Tora are a minority. The Drasir have always trusted the intuition of the astropaths. That is why we exist. The Drasir will not alter course now.
Yeah, so that kind of raises a question I have that I don't think the lore covers. Does the labyrinth just connect these worlds and what seems to be these dimensions? Or did the labyrinth make this? Because I don't fully know. Oh yeah, this is actually a little shop. So we can get a couple items. Effluvium enhancer isn't bad. Microcompressor. If we find the right item, that's pretty good. And then, yeah, we'll just pick up Burden of the Mariner. Actually, we can pick up a couple more. Yeah, so we'll just grab Energy Diverter and Suppression Ward, sure. We have to get Hardened Iron to get the Void Idol. I've yet to test that, because reloads only require 50% of magazine capacity from reserves to fully reload. So does that mean we effectively have double the ammo? Because that'd be pretty cool. Salvaged Heart, yeah, we need more Luminite Crystal. It's not bad, but it's not great either. And then the Vice Grips. I don't know, I have them. I just can't really make a case for them being useful for anything. I think this one goes way up. Or it goes down. I can never remember. There's always... It always confuses me. Yeah, we wiggle along here. And there is... It's on the other side. There's an item you can get here, I just forgot which side we gotta traverse. Yeah, there it is. The escalation circuit. What does this do? I don't remember. But I know it turns into, I believe, a weapon mod. That'll be another episode kind of deal of sorting that one out. Yeah, and this... I think that gives you slow. Or no, that's just an amulet. But we have to fish out another one of these, I believe, to crack this bad boy open. So we'll be back here eventually. Okay, so let's just pick a direction and start moving. The engineer subclass items aren't around here. We have to go, I think, to another region to find them. Alright, nothing back here. I'm gotta be careful, because this purple, it isn't curse. What it is it's death. So, That's a fun hazard this game decides to throw at you. There'll be a dungeon right there to clear. Sometimes I swear the, spawn distance for these guys is really weird. Or whatever tracking they have for your position just is really bad at tracking you.
Here they come.
I believe this will be the abandoned N'erudian, or inactive N'erud facility. Dormant, that's what it is. I had to check something quick on how to do this, because there's 3 different ways you can do this dungeon. First is clear it normally. The second is to do this co-op and do the way I'm going to do, and the third is to do it the way I'm doing solo.
Neutralized.
It's kind of like the old death chamber from Remnant 1, except instead of a timer, it was just continuous damage. But yeah, this is the way you do it. One of the ways. Instead of killing all the enemies, just sprint through them. We'll come back and get loot later. The main goal is just hustling. Because clearing this in 6 minutes is doable. Actually, quite doable. But that is not the point we're trying to do. Because if we don't do it this way, then we're locked out of rewards. So you're better off doing it this way than to actually do the clearing manually. So, first thing you'll notice, this missing gap. You drop down, keep moving. Now we're down here. We just cut through this way. And there's no loot down here. Grab this chest because we got time. This is something where if you're playing co-op with randoms, you need a mic because people do not understand. I got one guy in 5 minutes to drop down and the other guy just kept running and I unfortunately had to kill him. Okay, good, you're in here. So, now we grab the biome control glyph because we need that for the door at the start. And now we manually activate the purge.
Manual override initiated. Quarantine protocol commencing. Initiating purge.
Door is shut. Hey, and we got Siphoner. And now we have a boss. Look at those madness stacks just taking it to them. There. And now we got Siphoner. Which I have to check. Which one does Siphoner go on? Oh, it's failsafe, my bad. Attach mod deals 10% additional mod damage. Mod use grants 15% chance to not consume charge. That one's really good. Problem is, Harmonizer is mod damage, and the new one's mod damage, so it doesn't work with a mod that deals no damage. Get all those unmarked. But yeah, so now that we have that cleared, one thing you'll notice is we can't go back out. We have to, I believe, manually kind of leave. But we do have lore.
There's something down there. In the pipes. I hear it like a rhythmic banging. Clang, clang, clang. Like a hammer on thick metal. I tried it once. Tried to find it. I got close and the banging just stopped. There was no one there. But I found a dent in the pipes that wasn't there before, and blood. You remember Red? We were missing when we got to Alexis Torah. No one ever found him. He heard it too, though. Wouldn't tell anyone. Curious he was. Always too curious. There! There, do you hear it? Yeah. So soon after the banging, I get called in to fix something. Always around with his own was. Always a dent or a crack or a... The last time, I saw a shadow. I was working under a bulkhead replacing a cracked bend. One I just put in a 10 cycle ago. There's no way it could have cracked on its own. My work light dimmed. Got a cold feeling like something was standing over me. I shoved up from the bulkhead. The light came back. Something scurried down the corridor. Never saw what. But I heard the banging again. Not far away. I won't lie. I'm scared to go down there again. Lost the repulse Myrtle laughed when I told them. Said it was just air in the pipes or something. I know what I saw. I know it took Rem. There it is again. It's close. Just around the corner. Reb, what did you see?
Probably saw the creepy bug things. Also, if you do this co-op, there's an extra ability you can get, but someone has to stay outside and die. And that is... I believe it's resonance is what it is. And it's a trait that boosts your aura size. Which you may be wondering, well, what defines an aura? People are finding it's a lot of debuffs. Like a gas giant, the gas cloud it leaves when you do the, I think, backstep slam. Some other backstep attack weapons. Challenger's intimidating presence. And... I'm trying to think what else. There's a couple other abilities. But people had to sit down and actually look into what it is through the files. Alright, let's go back in. So I think the door is permanently locked. Yeah. So you can't go back. There's nothing in there of importance. All the important stuff is gotten by just completing that. Actually, I think there might be like a couple rings, which some are useful, but it's not a big deal. If you really want to go through it and clear it normally, just go through in an adventure. That's your best bet. Toxic release valve, that's not a bad one. Just to kind of explain that, we'll first read it. Swapping firearms releases a toxic cloud which does damage and applies corrosion. Can happen once every 3 seconds. So, boom. So you can do some cool stuff with that. I'm not really built to leverage it, but need that. Actually, I could probably... Yeah, because I have the increased acid damage, so I could kind of build around that, or if I was really going to do acid damage, I'd just use the effluvium enhancer, because that's an additional 20% and corrosive damage, and that's gonna stack up. This is another thing. Here you really have to look for all the hatches. I swear this led to something else. Oh well. Regardless, keep an eye out for hatches. They'll get you a lot of loot. But let's go find another side dungeon, since that one went down pretty fast, thanks to it being what it was. Like I had said before, I do like that some of these dungeons are less of a dungeon and more of an event unto themselves, because I think it's cool. And this one wasn't a puzzle like Postulant's Parlor. I will never get over how much I hate that one. It's not bad, it's just... I don't want to be playing board games while I'm trying to play a shooter.
Okay.
Yeah, once I get the right mutators on these guns, I'm just gonna ball out of control. One of them gives me ammo back, or has a percent chance of giving me ammo back to the magazine. So you can already tell, you slap that on this bad boy, and it's like a 30% chance at max. That'll carry you pretty far. And then there's another one that I usually put on my sidearm that gives you chance to put ammo used back into reserves, and then at max level, a 50% chance of any ammo put into reserves also gets put into your other weapons reserves. So you can chain ammo pretty well. And if you have anything that boosts ammo pickup, I usually have a ring. It gives me, I think it's like 40 or 60% ammo pickup. You toss that on. You put the extra ammo on something like this. You spray a magazine. I think it's like 30% chance. So, in theory, 3 out of every 10 rounds. So you're looking at 12-ish. 6 of those get put into your assault rifle. Yeah, it's not tons, but that kind of ammo adds up over time. Okay, I got really confused. I was like, did I go in a circle? I kinda did. I just did a straight loop. I just want to double check, make sure I don't leave anything behind. Not money, not scrap, not a skill book. I don't have to worry. The next zone isn't a guarantee, but it should have the interactable escape pod coffins. Those are really important. You gotta make sure you hit all of those, because you can get some good items out of it. Or a good item and a bunch of, like, money. Ooh, big boy. He got dunked on. And Luminite, always happy to see it. So I've been thinking about this, because people always say, even I'm guilty of saying it, that this game is a Souls game with guns. I'm starting to think I should really recant that, because I would put it more as like Souls Light. Like Lite. Kind of the Diet Pepsi of this, because while it has limited use consumables that are restored at set checkpoints, and you can increase the consumable and all that kind of stuff, it also doesn't have the stat ups. It has the fog walls. And when I mean like stat ups, I mean like you don't directly increase strength. And you also don't lose anything on death. Granted, this game also has a hardcore mode. So it's kind of this weird thing where it's Souls-like, but I don't know if I'd really want to put it in the same category as other Souls games. It's kind of hitting that Anakin, we grant you a seat on the council, but not the seat of Grandmaster, or seat of Master kind of deal. It's in the category, it's just, I don't know if I'd put it... if I'd go that far. Also, Anakin was a little bitch because he got the rank. He didn't get the title he wanted, but he got a seat on the council. He should have shut up and been happy about that. Like, literally, it probably would have been a couple years and he would have gotten rank of master and had no problem. But he had to be a wrinkly brown butthole about it and complain and cause the downfall of the Jedi. But yeah, it's something I was thinking about, that this game kind of falls into that weird position, because I've seen a lot of Souls-likes that really unashamedly just crib all their notes from Souls games. And even some of my own ideas for games do draw heavily from Souls. Because FromSoft did a good job. But this game also does enough, I think, to stand on its own. Because a game like The Surge, that is a Souls-like through and through. That is sci-fi Souls. And admittedly, I would sell my soul and the soul of everyone within a 5-mile radius of me to get a proper FromSoft-made version of that game. Mostly because the studio that made The Surge, they improved with The Surge 2, but then they made Atlas Fallen, and I don't know why, because that game backtracks immensely on the quality, to the point where I have heard it oh so affectionately referred to as Shatless Fallen, because the game was so bad it must have fallen out of someone's ass. And I don't blame them, because that game is actually dreadful. There's like 8 or like 16 enemies, including bosses, and their tethering to their areas is so weird. They will walk 4 feet and despawn. Hey, look who's back. This whole area is just Ukrainian war simulator, constantly getting attacked by drones. I know there's a spot back there. I just want to kind of clear this area out, because I think that next dungeon leads to a new area. It should, because we've hit every other door here. No, there's that door. Okay, yeah, so actually with that said, I'm gonna double back and go clear that one dungeon then, because that is definitely gonna... I think. I don't know, man. The layout of this place gets weird. At a certain point you swear you've seen everything, but it turns out you haven't. You've only seen like half, and it's a cool place. I love this place. But I will definitely say it all blurs together. The only way I can remember certain areas is, like, the Eon Vault has bunkers, and I think it's Titan's Reach. Heal my summon. And I think Titan's Reach has the Drilly Pounders, which, if we get that to spawn, it will make a lot more sense when you see it. Also, I really hope it spawns, because we can get a good weapon there. Is it as good as the Black Maw with the Captain Insano eye? No? I don't think so. But it is hard to really stand up against the power of Captain Insano. But the gun we could get... See, okay. The gun we could get is this laser rifle, and if you combo it correctly, I have to stress that, if you combo it correctly, it is extremely dangerous. If you don't combo it right, it's okay, but you really need all the stuff. Like the ring we have that increases... You know, I'm just gonna look. What are you? Not you, not you. Not you, not you. Not you. For the love of God, help me. Did I not get it? I might not have gotten it. Or I'm just really dumb. Okay. Microcompressor. Reduces heat generation per round when firing weapons that overheat by 30%. Increase... Okay, so that's actually... It's not bad. But it's not as good as I thought it was. It's serviceable. Because the whole thing is, when you get the laser rifle, you can trigger its special, and it'll just continuously fire. And I can't remember if it has no heat buildup, or reduced heat buildup, but it ends up overheating at the end no matter what. So the trick is, you just don't heat up. Oh, it's when you have to reload, it overheats. Yeah, so that's more reliant on the mutator that'll give us ammo when we fire, like, directly to the magazine, because then we can turn 100 rounds into, like, 130. Didn't want to go to this dungeon, because this is the one that sends us to the next area. You know what? We won't. Because I know there's another dungeon here. It's just further on. But I'm going to call it here. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.